at Bridge Classic Cars, we are in the very lucky position of getting to be up close and personal with a wide range of classic, vintage and historical vehicles. From one of one, ultra rare and traditional classics, getting to learn about the stories behind these cars is a real perk of the job. Although we have seen hundreds of vehicles coming through our workshops, we love nothing more than meeting with other enthusiasts at national and local car shows. Recently, Lily and I went to the Ipswich to Felixstowe Car Rally, and this is what we got up to. Hello everybody, me and Lily are here at Christchurch Park for the beginning of the Ipswich to Felixstowe Car Rally. Let's go and check out some beautiful cars. It's a bit of a mission to get to the cars up this hill. Away, honey. I got a beep. Hello.
We see them in the distance. The lesser spotted
We're nearly there.
car.
The lesser spotted classic car. I see some buses. Maybe we can ask if we can get on some buses.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this campus.
Look at the colour of it.
It's beautiful.
Oh, what do you call that, olive?
Oh my word. But look at it inside, it's stunning as well. A Rover.
Lovely Rover.
I know this is not much to do with cars, but look at this little dog that's like sitting in the car. Come round here. I'm talking to Glenn and Barbara about their Ford Zodiac. So tell us about your car, guys.
Well, I bought it way back in '93 on a bit of a whim.
And also Barbara mentioned that it was your wedding car.
Yeah, our wedding car, yeah, when we got married in '97.
Oh, amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Pleasure.
I'm here with Nigel, and he's actually got a car that we do know at Bridge. So Bridge have done some work on your car. Can you let us know what they've done?
Yes, they produced all the upholstery for me. I took the chairs in, done the design with them, and then they basically done all the stitch work for me, supplied me back with them, and then I fitted it to my car. And I've had lots of comments saying how lovely it is. It's really, really good.
It's beautiful.
Very, very pleased with it.
Thank you so much,
I couldn't
Nigel.
recommend them highly enough.
Thank you,
Yep,
Nigel.
that's
That's
all
really
right.
kind of you. Lovely walk through the park on a Sunday morning. What a nice day for it. Not too cold, not raining. We're winning here. I'm here with Peter, and he has got a gorgeous MGB GT. Peter, could you just tell us some bits and bobs about your car?
Well, yeah, I've had it about 10 years now. It's 1971. Has had quite a lot of restoration done on the past, but it's going very well.
I see you've got the lovely chrome bumpers.
Yes,
Is
yes.
that a reason why you maybe chose this type of car, MGB?
Well, yeah, I mean, in their day, back in the day when these were made, no one really liked chrome because it took a lot of cleaning.
Right.
But nowadays, everyone wants the chrome.
Yeah.
So, in fact, the later models had rubber bumpers, and
Yes.
people changed them
Back
get
to
put
the chrome
back to
because
chrome.
they want them. Oh, but yeah, no,
But it looks nice.
it does. It looks beautiful, and this is a beautiful example. So thank you very much for talking with us today.
No problem, thank you.
So that was our morning at Christchurch Park for the Ipswich to Felixstowe Car Rally. We have had so much fun, and we will see you all very soon. It was so much fun seeing such a variety of amazing classic cars on the rally, and we would definitely go back again next year. But even though there was amazing classics at the car rally, sometimes something extra special comes to our workshop. Like this, our 1940 Morris C8 gun tractor. Our newly rebuilt engine for our quad was recently taken for a test drive by John, our technician, and we were there to film it.
So we had the Morris commercial C8 gun tractor, quad as it's affectionately known, in with engine knocks. We checked a few things, we got our engine builders to come down and have a look, and they said that it did need a rebuild. So it was a case of dismantling the frame, getting the engine out with the use of a forklift, because half the engine's inside the car and half's outside. So it was a little challenging, but yeah, sent it off. Got it back from the builders a couple of months ago, and being as that was outside the fair weather, I needed to refit it. We got it fitted, and then it was just all the little challenges of being as it's an 80-year-old vehicle. I said 80 years of other people modifying this, that and the other on it. So it was just a case of putting it back nut and bolt at a time, all the same size nuts and bolts in the same panels this time. It's not like you can get parts off the shelf for it, so anything that I needed to do to it, fuel system had an issue, I had to clean it all out and repair it. Yeah, we got it up and running. We had a brake issue with it that we had to sort the reservoir on the master cylinder, bleed them through. All seems okay now. So the test drive was interesting. I've never personally driven any one of these before, and the gearbox is a little bit different, as in first and second gear are next to each other as opposed to opposite. It was just a case of moving it out of the space where it had been sat, and I put the engine in, crawling it along the yard in first, into second, and then we did do a little test around the yard, backwards and forwards, to make sure everything was okay, all pressure, etc, etc, was all alright. And yeah, seems okay. So we parked it up where it is and should be ready to go to the customer.
Having the gun tractor in our workshop gave us a real taste for historical vehicles, so I thought we'd sit down with our director Gordon and have a chat about the other significant historic vehicles we have here at Bridge Classic Cars. I feel very lucky to be here with Gordon, one of our directors here at Bridge Classic Cars, and he is going to tell us all about one of the oldest and rarest cars we have in our workshops, our 1905 Riley 9 horsepower. Gordon, so please tell us about this significant classic.
We were offered the car, I would say 2019, and it's very, very difficult when you're a restorer and you're offered something that you not necessarily want, not necessarily feel familiar with. In this instance, we saw it. It was a pile of bits. It had fantastic history. It had, at certain times, so the story goes, been bricked up during the war because obviously with to keep it away from the enemy. It was then partly restored by a gentleman who sadly died, and then it passed to another person who advertised it, and we went and saw it, and we bought it. Mm-hmm. We believed it to be complete, and what we thought was this will be a great project that we can use, as we say, as a hospital job. So when the workshops aren't very busy, we could work on it and build it into something special.
Oh, I see. I like that term.
We're a hospital job. We don't really, at the time and even now, the era of that car we don't see a lot of, and we don't work a lot on those that years of cars. So in this instance, we got the car back. It was evident that it was in very poor condition. One thing that happened, and it's happened probably quite a few times in my life, it's complete until you actually pay the money. And then when you pay the money, they tell you what's missing. And what was missing from this car was probably the most crucial part of the car, which was the brass radiator. Mm-hmm. In Christmas 2021, we went for our Christmas dinner, and I got back to my office and we're just turning the lights off to go home for Christmas, and I got a telephone call from a lady who owns Beach Auctions. Right. I think it's Exeter or Plymouth, and she said to me, she's got my radiator. And I said, what makes you think it's our radiator? And she said, she went on our website and basically saw, well, she first of all went onto the media to try and get an idea of how much and what it was off. Yeah. And she actually found our blogs and about the whole car, and then realised that she thought she had our radiator.
I see.
So we had a conversation, 10-15 minute conversation, where I said, can you send me some photos, because I was really thinking this isn't our radiator, you know. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a Riley radiator, it can't be our radiator. And I asked where it came from, and she said she was clearing out a stately home down in Devon Way, and one room was totally brass. The guy was obviously an enthusiast. Mm-hmm. And she sent me some pictures, and sure enough, it was our radiator. We made an offer for the radiator, which was far in excess of what she would have got for her customer in auction. Yeah. So that's what you see on the floor here today. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful, and I just can't believe that is such an incredible story. I mean, the stars must have really had to align. Absolutely,
it's like fate that you've now got it in your hands. Like, it's just things that you don't think will ever happen. No. It gave us, I think, an added enthusiasm to get on with the car. So we're always very busy in our workshops, so we have had to use it as a hospital job. And here we are now, 3 years, getting on for 4 years later. And bit by bit, we put it back together.
as you see behind us.
I mean,
So this is the car behind us.
Yeah, you can't stress enough. Like this car was literally in tiny pieces.
Yeah, we went.
Wasn't it?
The day we went and picked it up was a very, very hot day, and basically the gentleman had gone outside of his garage, and I reckon he laid it out, and it took about sort of 50, 60 feet of concrete to lay all the individual parts out.
Yeah.
And of course, we just looked at a load of parts. We didn't know really what we got. Along the way, we've had new wheels made, but they're made with the original hubs.
Amazing.
So that's been done. The car is now running. We've done a few modern tweaks, so distributors and this sort of thing. We've used a motorbike distributor, but it runs beautifully. And
was it magical the first time it started again? Because it must have not started for like...
Yeah, I was actually in my
hundreds of
office and they
years.
started it without me knowing.
Oh, no!
So I heard a sound which was totally alien.
You're like, oh.
Yeah, went out and realised that it was the Riley 9 that was running. The body, we've sent the body away various times away to have the seats repaired and back done. And we're now, I think, in a position where we've used a lot of the original body. I would say 80% of that is the original body. So that's really good. So what you see today really is probably 80% of the car is now finished, and it's very, very small amount. We're going to start to mount the body now. We're going to start to, it'll be hand painted, it'll be back like the original. So that's sort of, again, for us, a huge step forward.
Yeah.
We use another company who make our steering racks, and they bought a laser cleaner, which we'd never ever seen before. And again, we said to them, we'll give you the steering wheel.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say about the steering wheel, because it's quite a special story, isn't
as you
it?
can see, the steering wheel came back. We have photographs of obviously before and after, but that was like 100 odd years worth of grime all over this, and it came back. And the way the laser clean is obviously it doesn't damage the integrity of the wood.
So this is the original steering wheel.
100 odd year old steering wheel. We were then contacted by another gentleman called Jeff Haviland, and like all these things, we get a lot of emails from people who say they know lots about things, and we do find that they don't. A lot of these things are picked up from the internet, which is obviously a very dangerous place. But after a few conversations with Jeff, we realised that Jeff really did know Rileys like the back of his hand, and he made a replica of one of the original Rileys. And Jeff is we're still waiting for Jeff to visit us. Jeff's has a few, he won't mind me saying, I'm sure, he's not a young man, and he has had some health issues, so we've tried to really fit round him, but he's so keen on coming to see us.
Yeah.
It's unreal. And he's due to come at the end of the next month. But what came out of our first conversation, he said, do you realise how rare your car is? And we said, no, we don't. Please tell us more.
Yeah.
First of all, this has got removable wheels. Okay, now this era of car and before, most of them had wooden wheels, and if you had a problem with a wheel, you would leave the spokes in place and you would remove the rim with the tyre on, and the spare rim would be on the back, and you would fit that up. Riley developed the removable wheel. Now, this is probably one of the first cars that ever had removable wheels, as we know all cars have today. What Riley didn't do, and as I understand, and I am going to say it's as I understand, because yes, so you get told a lot of things. If they'd have patented that product, they wouldn't have had to build another car, because it would have made them so much money. If you think every car nowadays has got that facility. So he said to us at the time, your car is a prototype. So I went back to him and I actually said, what makes you believe that it's a prototype? He came straight back to us, I don't believe it's a prototype, it is the prototype. That's why you've got a bench seat, and a lot of the parts on the car are made in brass, because they would have made it in brass to make sure that it's okay. And if it's okay, then they would go into cast and quite a few of them. And when we got this car, the first thing we said, and the V5 said, that it was a 1905 car. And lots of Rally enthusiasts came out of the woodwork and said, these cars are 1906, 1907, that's when they were built. Your car's just wrongly registered.
Right.
I believe Jeff, with the conversation I've had, Jeff, that we have got a prototype.
Yeah.
It also goes to the gearbox lid. On all the production vehicles, they have a cast number.
Right.
We don't have a cast number. We just have a lid. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a lot of differences on this car. The front of this car is slightly smaller, narrower than the production vehicle.
Right.
And it went into production and was launched at the Motor Show in 1906. So again, not only have we got one of three, we believe that we've got the rarest one, number one or number two, because it was a prototype.
Yeah.
We've probably maybe even the first car in the world that's ever had removable wheels. I don't know, but that's the stories as we move along this journey to get this
Wowee.
car finished.
That's just amazing. I mean, I knew it was special, but I didn't realise how special this particular one is that we have right here.
Well, one of the things in my life, I've always wanted to do the London to Brighton. This car is not eligible by 4 months.
Oh no!
But we've been told that they will sometimes do a special dispensation for something that's very, very rare. So the more information we get, and the more information anybody else can give us to make that rarity more solid,
Yeah.
then we have a chance to put this into London to Brighton, which again ticks a bit of a bucket
Oh my
list for
goodness
me.
me, that would be amazing.
Yes, so I think, in all honesty, the car will be finished in 2024. It has to be, really, because I want to retire. so yes, we need to get it finished now, and I think with all the bits of the jigsaw that's come together,
Yeah.
I think we're there.
But thank you so much, Gordon.
No, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for telling us about the really rare and exciting vehicles we have here at Bridge Classic.
Well, I never get to do this, so it's quite an education. So
You're a natural. You've
Thank
been
you very
fabulous.
much. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
That's
so
great.
much. Last week, our 1969 Morgan 44 1600 was won. Check out the live draw. 3, 2, 1. Number 280. Peter Hayward. Congratulations! You are now the proud owner of a Morgan 44 1600.
Hello,
Hello, is that Peter Hayward?
it is, yeah.
Hi Peter, I'm Molly calling from Bridge Classic Cars. You are the lucky winner of our Morgan 44 1600.
Oh, brilliant.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much indeed. If you don't mind, I won't chat too much. The wife has just died.
Oh my goodness, I am so sorry, Peter.
And it was her favourite car.
Oh, I see. Well, I really hope that this kind of helps you on your healing journey.
I think it might, yeah.
Well, congratulations, Peter. And I really
Thank
hope
you.
that this has brightened your day, even just a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll be in contact with you soon to get your car delivered to you.
Lovely. Thank you very much indeed.
No worries. Thank you so much, Peter. We've really enjoyed sharing the stories of these 3 truly historic vehicles with you, and we really hope that this inspires you guys at home to learn the history of your car so that the vehicles can survive for future generations to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. From me and all the guys here at Bridge, we will see you very soon.